Wipeout. Hey, what is Santa doing under the pier? So this is the King Tide event 2025. This is the highest tide of the year, and they've got a little tent set up to teach us all about it. This is the Manhattan Beach Pier, and we're looking at the highest tide of the year. Fortunately, the waves are small, and a king tide happens when the Earth, the sun, and the moon all align, and that pulls the tides higher. And this normally happens twice a year. Now, if the waves are big, there have been some years where the waves are big. Like this is a pretty lame video because there's not big waves. But if the waves were 10 or 15 feet high, it would be pounding all the way up to the wall at the base of the pier. But in this case, the waves are pretty non-existent. So it's a safe day out there. I should also mention King Low Tide. Way down there, those mountains you see in the distance, if you go down to the tide pools there at low tide, about 6 hours after the high tide, you can see all kinds of sea creatures that you wouldn't normally see, anemones and things that grow on the rocks because they are exposed, whereas they wouldn't be during a normal low tide. So if it's King High Tide, remember to also go check out King Low Tide in the tide pools because that's a really neat event that only happens a couple times a year. And if I were awarding prizes for the guy who catches the most waves on King Tide, High Tide, Low Wave Day, it's definitely this guy. He does not even need waves. He brings a paddle and a hydrofoil, and he rules the ocean. I got to get one of these. I got to get one of these with a motor on it because I'm old. But even on a day with no waves, it was a lot of fun to go out there, check out how high the high tide is, and watch the surfers. And it was a super easy day for the lifeguards, literally watching the bay in their Baywatch truck. And in unrelated news on the beach, have you heard about the bird? Bird is a word. Bird is a word. Bird is a word.